The room smelled faintly of ash and lemon. Not wrong in a way you could name, but wrong as a piano played slightly flat when the rest of the world expected concert pitch. I had spent years living in that in-between place, coaxing a laugh from a throat that wanted to stay quiet, threading a gasp into the pause between two breathless moments, learning how a shared breath could become a map to follow into darker corners. That night the corner walked back. It began as small betrayals. The street lamp outside pulsed a count like a tired heart, patient and inconsistent. A clock on the mantel whooshed 2 slow seconds ahead, and then 3 back, as if time itself suffered from a bad habit it could not break. People in the audience blinked in unison, not because of light, but because the very air refused to settle into a steady temperature or rhythm. Conversation sprouted gaps where replies should have lived. A raised glass answered with a lag, a tiny echo suggesting the sound had to swim through something viscous before it could touch the rest of us. The signs accumulated like sediment. Reflections betrayed a fraction of delay so you could see yourself begin a movement half a breath before your body obeyed. A hand reached for a doorknob, and the mirror showed hesitation. Books cracked open to pages I had not read in years. Their margins were scrawled with handwriting that looked like a map drawn by a hand that had forgotten how to draw straight lines. The hushed laughter at the back learned a rhythm that did not belong to any language I knew. It hummed between words, like insects, tuning a radio to frequencies they had no right to receive. Even the dust on the sill seemed to rearrange itself into patterns that lasted long enough to feel intentional. Sleep became a negotiation with the dark. I woke with whole sentences in my mouth that dissolved if I tried to pronounce them. With vivid memories of walking down a hallway of doors that opened into other people's dream-scratched ceilings. Paranoia, in that climate, felt less like madness than sensible economy. Check the locks twice, count the panes in the window, catalog the positions of chairs, then find them subtly altered, as if the room had rehearsed a choreography while I slept. I began to question not just what was real, but what I had been permitted to notice. Attention seemed to filter reality itself. When the thing revealed itself, it refused revelation. It arrived by way of architecture. Corners that pointed the wrong way, a shadow that contained no body, a voice that answered questions I had not yet formed. In the spotlight, it cast nothing like a face. It offered instead a grammar of absence, a lattice of negative space where understanding should sit, folding the audience into a silence that tasted almost like prayer. We listened and learned that comprehension can be an invitation to become unreadable. Afterward, there were pages of my notes where ink had pooled into diagrams I could not parse, tapes where my voice said sentences I had not dictated. Seats were empty, but impressions of weight remained, like footprints pressed into a threshold. I locked the door and left a chair facing the dark, because some rooms, once taught, retain their lesson. It had ended, for now.